Hello, 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 all my beautiful, amazing, fantastic machine heads. Welcome, welcome, welcome back to the One Vision Realistic Series for Farming Simulator 25 on the Frjak map. And I'm sure I'm butchering that. You guys all know I butcher it every single time, but I would assume that's how it's pronounced, but it may be wrong. But we are one man, one tractor, one vision, and the only vision we have is to play as realistically as we can within the constraints of the game. Welcome back to FS25. My name is Fury Machine Gaming, and we are in episode number 4. So, right where we left off last time, down here at the shop, we were stacking bales on our flatbed. We're going to take this flatbed back to the shop. We're going to head back down, or back to the shop, back to the farm. We're going to head back here and grab us a combine harvester because we have to get harvesting. Yay! We're going to start that this episode. We have over 36 acres to harvest of wheat, and we have over 40 acres of meadow grass to get up and ready for our cows. But let's go, guys. Let's go. So how's everybody doing today? Hope you guys doing awesome and great and fantastic, because I am as usual. Let's get going. So let's get the JCB load all 524, or actually, the 525B. We'll get her started. She's our little loud piece of equipment. So for those of you who are new to the series, we are playing this series at 0.5 speed, 4-day months. Each day is going to represent 1 week. We are literally playing a running clock, which means that where we leave off, the very next episode, we are picking right back up, right where we left off. No playing ahead, no nothing. I want everything to be transparent. We don't edit all of our stuff or anything. All of our boo-boos, all of our mistakes that I make on camera, all of the mistakes I make on the microphone will all be left in, so that you guys get to witness everything as organically and as awesome as it is in real time. It's just kind of like almost like a live stream, and that's it. So once I hit the record button, I don't stop until 1 hour goes by. But remember, I just want to keep this disclaimer up there. Yes, we're going to try to play 12-hour game days at 0.5 speed, 4-day months. But when our stuff is done, just like in real life farming, when our stuff is done for the day, we can go and sleep until the next day, because we do that in real life. My name is Fury Machine Gaming. Like I stated earlier, I am a third-generation real life farmer, and let's go. Let's go. Let's get this bales loaded up on here. As you can see from the interior of the camera, I am using, gotta go down a little bit here, down to 6. I'm using the vehicle, I don't know I can't remember what the mod's called, but it's the mod that allows me to adjust the angle of this. There we go. Let's get this up on here. So as you can see from the last episode, like we stated before, we leave right off where we started. We pick up where we left off. We got straw bales, 2 silage bales unwrapped, ready to go. And we now have 2 hay bales. Stick them here. Get that leveled. Pull that down, and away we go. Now, to drive your tractors back with forks on them, you want to lower them down. Like that. You want to pull this back in, and then you want to have it at least the forks eye level. And that way, when you're driving down, you don't stab another car. Like I have done many times. We won't witness that on camera, though. And then I will put the controller down to drive back. As you can see, as I stated before, you can see when I use a controller, look how fast it goes. I do that so that I can load everything up with a joysticks. Whoops, we messed that up. Now, cannot wait until we get manual attach back in here. So right now we're just going to simulate all that, hooking that all up, but when manual attach comes, that will be added. But she is a nice looking mod, I'm not going to lie, that's just really looking nice little mod. I've got the Nokian tires on here. Ooh, almost stabbed myself in the face. All right, so let's get this controller put down. I am playing on PC for those of you who asked me. And let's go. We have the adjust interior camera on. I've already got it set up. We are playing with everything. This is great. I'm having a blast. I wanted to take you guys a few seconds while we're heading back to the shop. I said shop again. Back to the farm. I wanted to give you guys a few really, really, really kind words from me to you guys. I want to thank you guys all personally for watching the videos. And I never would have thought in 100 years that this would take off as well as this. You know, when I made my channel, I had every intentions of making a realistic farming channel, and we got away from that. We started playing all different kinds of things, and things like that. So this tractor's really low, really loud. Just gonna say, get that in here. Let me do this real quick here, guys. I have to turn it down a little bit. It's really, really loud. That is there. So let's go here. We're gonna go all the way up and go to general settings, and as soon as that clicks up, whoops, and go there, and then we're gonna go down. I just have to turn it down just a little bit. It is really loud, and I don't feel like I want to yell over that. And it's only at 50%. That's the worst part. So let's go to 30 and see. There we go. That's a little bit better. That way I'm not yelling so much over it. We turned it up because our good friend of the channel, Russell, likes to hear the tractors and likes to hear the loudness of it. And I do too, I'm not going to lie. But when I'm trying to do an intro and get set up, this little Lodal is really loud. So that's much better. But anyways, I want to thank you guys personally from the bottom of my heart that I really, 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 really appreciate each and every one of you who watch the videos, who comment on the videos, who have... I really get excited to answer all the comments. I don't have anybody working for me. I'm a full-time farmer. I do this on the side as a hobby. I make YouTube videos just because I enjoy Farm Sim. I've been playing Farming Simulator since Farming Simulator 09. So I've been playing it a long, long, long time. I was playing Farming Simulator before it was cool to play Farming Simulator, if you know what I mean. So I did not start making videos until FS19, and that was the tail end of 19, and I was playing on my all-time favorite map of Meadow Grove Farm. I did a lot of different videos back then, and I've done a lot of videos for FS22. We just hit our 4-year mark making videos on YouTube. I think it was last week. While we were doing Foggy Forest, we were jumping back and forth between. Well, we went back to FS22, and as you can see, within those 10 quick days, they fixed Farm Sim 25 to the point where I can play it now. Yeah, so we started making videos in FS19, and I had my list of maps that I really loved and that were my favorite. But I will say, without a shadow of a doubt, that this one in the 4 short episodes is now winning my heart and is second place now. You guys know that my all-time favorite, well, I'll give you my top 5 maps for those of you who have not heard it before. Number 5 is Jones Dairy for FS19, made by G&G Modding. It was absolutely made after... I'm a big one on maps that are made after real spots. Jones Dairy is a real-life dairy in Wisconsin. They have over 2,000 head of cattle. They switched to dairy cows now, so they have now dairy cows, but they used to just have cattle. And they had over 2,000, so it's a massive, massive, massive dairy, and it's real. It's like real, it's a real place. And G&G Modding, Mike Granger, did the map for it with his help of his brother, and I tested that map, and it was my all-time favorite map for a long time. But it's now dropped to 5th because he has not made any maps since then, so it's kind of becoming a distant. Number 4 is No Man's Land for FS19 and 22. It's one of my favorite. I've always been a big one on creating maps and, like where you create your own. Number 3 would be, this is where it gets a little tricky because they all start to become close to the same. But number 3 is now used to be my all-time favorite map, but once again falls into the category of not being made for FS22 or FS25. Okay? And that's Meadow Grove Farm Extended. It was made for FS22, but it was a bootleg copy. It was somebody that made it that didn't really get the approval, so it was kind of made on their own, if you know what I mean. But that has fallen down from number 1 to number 3 now. So, and then number 2 is Backcountry. You guys know on FS22 and FS25 now, Backcountry is out by RGC Modding. It is my second all-time favorite map. And now this map right here has moved into the number 1 spot of all time for me. And that's this 4X for Jacques map. Now, I've played a lot of great, beautiful maps. But when I get onto a map and I feel it, and that as a farmer, you have to feel it. Like, for those of you who are watching this the first time, these little bumps and stuff that are on these little pathways, that's super realistic. Super, 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 super realistic. Like, when you start driving over these paths in real life, you bounce yourself to the ceiling 550 times a day. It's like my head ends up hitting up there on the screen. It is also not uncommon to drive as close as we are to the shop. It is not uncommon for us to drive our wheel loaders, skid loaders, things like that to the shop. I live in the country, so we do those sort of things out where I live. But yeah, so my top 5 maps have all switched around since this one came out, and I want to give my hats off to the mod authors. I don't know who made it yet, but this map is amazing. Is absolutely amazing. I recommend it. I would give it a 5 out of 5 so far. You guys always know when I get done with a series, I always rate the maps. But so far, we've played on this for, let's see, we're on episode 4 hours. Yeah. And we literally started right off in the beginning. So we are literally 4 hours. We'll be done with 4 hours when we're done with this map, or this episode. So 4 hours into the map and not a single issue yet, not a single problem with building, with big pads. It is a massive map you can use. It's got small fields, medium fields, big fields. It's got them all. So now that's out of the way. So I hope you guys are doing great. What you guys got going on your real farms? I hope all the things are great. Now we're going to stack this right over here in the barn, right in that little doorway right there. So let's get this a little bit square. There we go, right there. Then we're going to, I got to switch back over, guys, to the illustrious controller. And we're going to unhook this. We're going to, okay. And we're going to take this off of here. This off of here. The only thing I wish they would fix, and this is just a personal thing, you see how the straps are, like they don't line up a lot of times? If you could put the straps where you wanted to. You know, like that one will fit perfect, but this one here kind of hangs off. It's kind of weird. All right, now we're going to get this. Now, for those of you who are wondering how I am managing to level the thing, down in the right-hand corner is 2 little numbers right underneath the speedometer. And see how it says 1.3 and 1? That's my tool leveling kit. They've had it out for FS19, 22, 25 now. And when I put it on 0, the forks are exactly level. And the 1.3 or 1.4 represents how far it is off the ground. So it's 1.4 meters and it's 0. So we're going to have to raise this up a little bit to get into the stabby motion. Then I'm going to put that back at 0. There, green. A little lower and stabber. Now, before we lift it up, we forgot to do one thing. This is where we're going to put our bales, right here on the corner, and then we're going to park our skid loader, aka front loader, right over here in the corner, because our harvester is going to go right here. And there's our tractor, our 180, 190. Oh, I did want to mention something. Russell, a really good friend of the channel, and you guys all know that I absolutely love to learn. Absolutely love to learn anything about anything as far as like history, tractors. You know, like when I get into like tractors, I love to learn like the history. I never am very good about remembering like years and stuff about tractors, but I do learn a lot and I pay attention. So our good friend Russell had brought up a good point. He said that he learned after doing some research, that the Fiacre, the 80 series, all the way up to the 90 series, used to do, had a high and a low. But what they did is, instead of putting high and low on the shifter part, they put a picture of a rabbit. And it looks like this one doesn't have it in here, but right, like when you're driving, it does have a picture of the rabbit on there. And then some of them came with the rabbit symbol on the actual hood, so you knew that it was a power shift, that it had a high and a low gear. So I just thought that was fascinating, and I thought that was absolutely awesome that he used it. So I wanted to give him a shout out there, and let him know that we want that I did hear it, read it. I commented on it anyways. I actually have to go down with this. I have to go down here so I can get it in the bottom of it. There we go. Tilt it up. And let's go put this in the barn. Now this is where your fine line comes with your vehicle, where you can't really see. So what you want to do, you see how this is going to be way taller than the door? The best way to do it is to lower it down to where you know you're going to be below the door. Like, you basically want to skim the bales off the ground, and then you can drive in there. Because otherwise you're going to run into it. And this may not even fit in here. This may hit on here. No, we're good. Let's put this. How do we want to do this? You know what? Let's just kind of stack them in here. Like this for now. We're not going to be able to fit many bales in here. We're definitely going to need a shed for bales. There, now that that's off that, then we're going to raise this up. Okay, this may be a little tricky, guys and gals. We may not be able to put them in here. This is too small. So, let's, we can't get out with the bales on it. So, let's go to the next shed. Or build one. Let's see if we can get out of here without knocking my bales all the way halfway to size. I thought it was gonna be really work well in there, but it didn't. So let's do the plan B. Let's look at some sheds. How's that sound? Some ones that are a little bit wider, a little bit bigger, like for example, maybe this one, like this one here, that has a little more open. Maybe this one. That's 176,000. Maybe this one. This is only 29. This will work for bales. It'll work really good because this thing is huge. Let's take a look at it. We can, yeah, see, we can put bales in that a lot easier. All right, let's 29,000. So you know how we always do it. We're taking loans out until we get set up. So let's get that, and then let's go back in here, construction, and we're gonna purchase this. Let's pick this here. And let's put this, let's put it right in the middle. How's that sound? But we'll face it this way. Well, no, we'll keep it the right way. We'll keep it right square in the middle, and that way we can feed our cows right from here. How's that sound? Bang. Now, what I want to do is, I want to go in here, and I want to soften this a little bit, because I know that that raised it up. It didn't do too bad, but it's been known to do that. See what I mean? And then we also want to paint it, and we want to put it in dirt. Dirt, baby, dirt. Dirt. And then we want to, I think this is the dirt, yeah. And we want to match it. And we want to go shing all the way out here. The one thing I have noticed that they absolutely fixed for Farm Sim 25 that they didn't have for Farm Sim 22 is they absolutely fixed the let's see, the terraforming and the painting. Well, on FS22 it was a lot different. Why isn't that? Can I? Oh, there we go. Just want to soften that a little bit more. They fixed it. It's a lot more precise now. Absolutely a lot more precise. See? You can go right there, and then we're going to go back to painting. Go all the way down and find the dirt. There it is. There we go. Now, back to work. Oops. Now this is tall enough to where we can kind of get this up and see a little bit underneath it. Now we're going to bang this against the wall here. Shebang. Put her down. Huh. There we go. Now see, this thing is so big we can turn right around in here. Now the other thing I gotta do is, I can't remember which one it is. My camera has got to come up. Let's do this real quick. Let's go to settings, controls, and let's see which one it is to bring the camera back up. I got to bring it up. Somehow it fell. I might not have adjusted it for this. So it might be each vehicle you do it. It's got to be all the way down to the bottom, right? I know it's camera C. Okay, these are the mods that I have down here. Oh, is that? Power tools, lumberjack, radio. I wonder what, I forgot what it was. I know it's left shift. I know it's, I can't remember, but I gotta come up a little bit with it. We'll figure it out. I might have to do it off camera. I also may switch back to a round baler. It seems to be easier. But I wanted to use a square. I never use a square. There we go. There you go. Sorry, I'm so quiet. I'm just kind of concentrating. There, I just want to see if I can get them pushed against the wall. There we go. Do the same to this. There. Nice. And I'm stuck on the wall. There we go. I really am a big fan of this big load all. It's a big load all, but it's a small load all. It takes front loader equipment, so we can have a big bag handler on this, all this stuff. So. Then we'll put that trailer away. Actually, we can probably leave it right there for now. Just so I can see to get in this doorway here. And then we will tilt this up. We'll push it in there. There we go. Not too bad. Not too bad. And then I think... All right, let's put it on this side of the barn where there's no windows or doors. Then we'll put the load all away and we'll go get our combine harvester. Let's see, we need to get up a little farther, right? So that she's away from the edge. There we go. Really, really, really like the equipment we're picking. The series is going to go great. Actually, you know what? Now, we have a little spot. Since we've decided not to put bales in here, guess what? We know this should fit under here, right? We're hoping. Let's see. If we hit on it, we'll know right away. Well, there's no hit markers on it. That's pretty cool. Here we go. See how nice and compact that is? It's pretty cool. All right, so we don't need this door open anymore. We got many doors to come in and out. We do have to get our tractor warmed up. Now, of course, since that's so low, now we've got to turn the settings back up. Let's see here. Oh, it's the tool inclination helper. Is that the little up and down where I can see where I'm level or not. Radio volume. There we go. Yeah, so actually, you know what? We don't need that right now. We got to buy a combine. All right, so we need a lot of money for this combine, I do believe. Let's see. Then we got to buy a wagon. So we can start harvesting. Let's see. It's all the way down here. We got the TX62. Now, this is in the 90s. I think it came out in the 92. Okay? So it's 65,000, and it comes with a 5-meter header. So a little older, but not the lowest. It only holds 5,600. So what did I say we needed? I forgot already. 65,000. So let's go here and finance this 62,000. Let's go there because we're going to need a bunch of stuff anyways. Down here. And I don't think there's too much that you can change on it. I think we'll just leave it just the way it is. And now we need a... Let's go down to there. There we go. Get this set up. Gotta lower the camera. Oh, you know what? I think it's... There it is. Yep, I know how to do it now. I forgot. It's the wheel. And then left shift and stuff will move us up. Nope, I want to go up like that. So we can see everything. It's the, on PC, guys, the in cab control of your camera is your mouse wheel is up and down. Left shift in your mouse wheel up and down will move you in and out. So I just figured it out. It kind of came to me a little bit. So we'll get this nice quiet combine. All right, now this comes with the pack comes with a header, which I think is 5.17 meters. It's the TX right here, 35,000, and I think it is 5.1 meters, which is pretty decent size. So we need 35,000 for that. So let's get us our finances, 35,000. Then we need a header trailer. So we're gonna buy this. We're gonna buy this. We're gonna buy this. And then we're going to get in here and we're going to hook up to this. And then we got to buy a header trailer to set her on. Ooh, the turning radius is not very good on this thing. We'll have to remember that. Now, technically, this is really small. You could drive it back to the farm with this, but we're not going to. We are going to get a header trailer. We got to get one. I think it comes with it. Yep, it does. It comes with its own. So we have enough for that. That's pretty cool. It came with its own. So now we are going to drop that off onto the header. Now, in real life, to let you guys know, you don't do this by yourself. It is a two-person job to load up a header and hook it up and put it on a trailer because you need somebody to guide it for you. You need somebody to bring in the header trailer over. Now, it does just hook up directly, like I said. It like you push a button and it hooks to it. But, right, I would say right there. And it should pop right on there for me. Perfect. Just like real life. Yeah, right. No, I don't have a way to back this up, because I don't think the mirrors work. So we may have to do this. Now, going forward, we're going to run our... There we go. We're going to run our tractor down here to run it. But we want to just take this back right away. So we switch down, the controller's down, and we head back to the farm. We're going to start harvesting right now. And then, so going forward, when we go field to field, we'll use the tractor to take the header trailer to the fields. You can see how much better it is. Yeah, look at that. You can actually, I moved it forward a little bit so you can actually see out the windows now. This is great. This is good. I would recommend, sorry. I got to get that little tickle out of my throat. I would suggest the mods that I'm using on this are very, very, very realistic friendly. In other words, in real life, you can get in and you can adjust your seat. You can adjust up and down. It has an air seat on these harvesters anyways, the combines, and it bounces it air seats like a tractor trailer. But you can move it forward and backwards. So just like I just did. Oh, there's the mirror. That one actually works. That one works, but you can't see behind you to do what you need to do to see it behind it. Normally on our combine at home, it has a backup camera on it, like on our farm. So I say back home like I'm here really in this place today. Oops, there we go. Forgot I'm in a combine, not a tractor. Yeah, so, I gotta just go up a little bit there so that way I'm not seeing my, and I think it's, yeah, let's get that up, and then we can go back down. There we can. Oops, I don't want to see my arm. I want to see the whole thing. There, much better. Yeah. So you have a backup camera that's usually. Oh, you know what? There we go. So my arm doesn't keep popping up. It's weird. Anyways, enough of that story. We'll move on. I keep seeing my arm again. It's set up to where it's kind of cool because it's set up to where you can see your character inside the combine. It's pretty neat how you can do it. But if you go back that far, you can't see out the windows at all. So Hope you guys are enjoying the series, because I am really, really, really enjoying this series, making it for you guys. I'm having a blast. There, I'm getting really tired of that. Or seeing my arm pop up every once in a while. There. You can see everything good still. Yep, there we go. I like it because it's something that oh, I see, it's going down with the camera. That brings my arm up. Okay, so let's go back a little bit farther. There we go. So we can see the whole thing. So there we go. So it's going down when I go down too far, it shows my arm. There we go. Now we're better. See? Now we can see the monitor. This is I think because I have the vehicle year date in. I think it said 92 for this, but don't quote me on that because I'm horrible with years. But I'm pretty sure. And the reason I picked the New Holland is because our Fiat Gree is New Holland. And for those of you who ask, tractors in the modern world are worldwide. There is no distinct tractor for an area anymore. It used to be strictly like, yeah, I thought so. That wasn't me. There used to be like John Deere was American, Case was American, all that stuff. Yes, they're still based in the U.S., but every single tractor on the planet now has factories in other countries. So they're not exclusive anymore to just their area. In fact, we have John Deere on my farm in real life, but we get all our parts and all our tractors, everything from the New Holland dealership. They sell John Deere's. They sell all of our parts. They sell everything. So, I'm very familiar with dealing with New Holland parts, and things like that. At New Holland dealership, you go in there, everything's yellow, and you're buying green stuff. It's weird, but everybody across the nation now, across the board, is selling parts for other tractors and things like that. So when you guys come on and you say things like, can we use American tractors and stuff? There is no American tractors anymore. There is no European tractors or New Zealand tractors or anything like that because they're worldwide. You can put in, and all you got to do is Google it. And you can say, top selling tractors of, like, say, Sweden. And, of course, your Vulture is going to be up there because a Vulture is a Swedish tractor. And so that's going to be, like, right up there, like a Swedish. Well, not necessarily because it's worldwide. It's but Vulture now, there is exclusive European tractors. Like, for example, I don't think there's a Vulture factory in the United States. So I think that's exclusive to Sweden. So I have to correct myself on that one. There is still exclusive. And generally speaking, the areas around the world will use certain kinds of tractors. Like, what's funny to me, and that's absolutely hilarious. I was literally talking to a buddy of mine today that even though John Deere is started in America, started in the United States, and it was primarily out of, in the United States, over in the UK, over in Europe area, John Deere's the number one tractor used. So it's crazy, so it's worldwide. And like certain areas like Russia tends to use a lot of Vulture tractors and things because they're, they get a lot of European tractors and stuff. So it's pretty neat. But anyways, and the nice thing about Farm Sim is you can play with any tractors you want. I generally don't play with let me put my fake quotation marks up. I generally don't play with specific brands. I play with everything because I have specific brands in real life, and I try to stay away from them because I use them every single day. So I try to do it that way. Now, this is going to be quite the little turn to get in here. We want to go a little bit wider. And get it in this way, and then go back. My camera didn't move. You know what I also may hook up, guys? I may hook up my head tracking. Yeah, maybe with it up like that, you can actually see better anyways. Yeah, because I've got head tracking. I use it for Truck Sim. I wonder if this works. I know in FS22, I think it was. It worked. All right, so here's what we got to do. Now I'm on my bumpy road. I got to pick my controller back up again so I can drive this thing a little bit straighter. Get our steering wheel straight up here. Once we get into the field, we'll get it set up. There we go. It's pretty smooth though, little combine. Yep, there's our field straight ahead that we're going to. These are our 2 grass meadows that we own. They're pretty decent sized fields. It's a 4X map, so they are pretty good size, and they go all the way from 1 acre fields to all the way up to 80 acres. So it is really a good map for every different kinds of equipment. Actually, I can, now that I'm off this, I can bring back my steering wheel. I want to try to use my steering wheel and pedals as much as I can. But our farm's coming along. We still have to build a fence. We still have to get some things. We have to park our equipment down here. I want to move that tractor out of there. I want to use just the barn for the combine and the load all. All right, so I think we got to come down here. And I think our only way into the field is straight ahead here. Yep. Straight ahead here. So we're going to get this pulled over here so we have enough room. Get her kind of square as best we can. And then... No, and then. Q. Well, that's not runnable. You can't run over that now. Well. There we go. Now we're by it. Perfect. Look at that. We actually left a little bit of an area out there. I've got to go this way just a little bit to get off the edge of that fence. See, there's no way to see. So, unfortunately, we've got to get like this for a while just so we can get... So that we can get situated. Because we're in a little tight spot here, boys and girls. I don't want to go out of cab too much, but when you can't see... There we go. Let's unfold this. Get back in cab where we belong. Now, the other thing that we want to do is, now, when you're harvesting, I've explained this before, you don't harvest at 6 miles an hour. That just doesn't happen. So, unfortunately, we don't have the mod in here to control the speed. So, we're going to harvest at, I think it's, with this harvester, it would probably be about 2.6 miles an hour. So, we're going to get this down. We're going to get this up to the field. Turn this on. There we go. Now we're harvesting, boys and girls. There we go. Now I'll put my thing down and use the steering wheel again. There we go. Now we're harvesting. Oh, you know what? Do we have the straw? The straw swap? No. So, let me turn that on. Wait, were we making straw? Hang on a second. No. We were making straw. Yeah, there we go. Now we're making, so we're just going to check real quick again. There we go. And back in here it goes. There we go. Some of the things I forgot to check before we started. So there. Now we're harvesting. Now we want to jump out. We want to check our straw swath. Make sure we're pulling up the grass. Pulling up grass, pulling up the straw. There. Good. Good height on the wheat. Perfect. Should be about 92%. We're fully harvested, but we didn't roll it, so. There we go. Put her back down and let's go. Now I'm guessing we should probably do with a 5.1 meter. We should probably do about 4 headlands, this size field, and then go from there. Let's see if we can see a little bit better up higher. We want to aim that cutter thingy right there. We're doing good. That's perfect. It's perfect right there. So anyways, we're harvesting now, and we're going to be harvesting for a long time. As you can see, we're going, roughly about 2.6. Now, on a flat surface like this with a 13.7 meter header, you could probably stretch it to 3.5 to 4 miles an hour is what you could do. I mean, that's pushing it, because here's what happens is it all depends. The smaller header you have, the slower you're going to go, because it can't process the product as quickly. With a larger header and a wider and a flatter surface, you can process a lot faster. I have seen combines in the Midwest, Wisconsin, Iowa, Oklahoma areas that have gone 4.5, 5 miles an hour, sometimes even 6, when they have the big 60-foot Macdon Draper headers, and they, which is I think like 16 meters, something like that, and they literally are just going flat out. So the 6 miles an hour, that's not very realistic in my area where I live. This is what you harvest at. This is the life of a combine. As my dad would say, you better bring a sandwich because you're gonna be here a while. And our John Deere harvester combine, it's both, because see, Farm Sim calls it a harvester, real life it's a combine. So I usually call it a combine, but I try to use the proper terminology for Farm Sim so you guys understand what it means. When you go in the shop, you're buying harvesters. You're not buying a combine. So when ours, it goes by bushels. I think we hold like 78 bushels on ours. Whoops, we're getting a little wide there. There we go. Yeah, I'm going to have to get that square and then get this situated. There we go. Now I can get a little more precise. There. Perfect. I switched back to my controller just so you know. I might have to fix the delay on the steering wheel because it's delayed again, and it does that every once in a while. You have to go in and you have to adjust this the sensitivity on it. Get this a little bit farther forward. Raise the header. Now I want to try something. Yes, I can. All right, so you can adjust the cutter bar. There we go. So as you can see, it's going to take a while. This is why we went 0.5 speed, because if we want any chance to finish the entire map, it's going to take a while. It's going to take a while because nothing is done quickly, and it's taken us this. We're in the fourth hour already to do this. So I think we'll go. Let's do this so that we can do both, because we're only one man right now. We're going to get close to a grain tank here full, and once we get full, let's head down to the shop with the Fiat and grab a wagon so we can start unloading this, and we'll dump it into our silo. In fact, I really thought about doing something that they're big in the UK. They do. In the UK, they don't use silos. They put everything into a a storage thing. They just dump it in big piles, and then they come with their wheel loaders and their telehandlers and their front loaders, and they scoop it out. So we may have to do that. Or I was thinking about trying that instead of putting them in a silo, but because, even though silos, you use them, you really do use them for everything, but I don't know, we might just leave it for now. But I thought about doing that. That would give us another interactive aspect of it, you know what I mean? because I'm trying to make this series as interactive as I can, so that we always have stuff to do. We always have stuff to work on, like manually. And that's the other thing, like, if I was running this farm by myself, without any help, it would take forever, because you would literally be combining for so long, and then you'd be jumping in your tractor and you'd pull it up and you'd unload it. Everything would take forever, and that's what we're simulating here. We're simulating that we're the only person on this farm and we're doing everything ourselves. So we can't technically hire a worker since we're the only ones here. We can't put it on Courseplay since we're the only ones here. It's like, we could set the tractor, take off, and then go get into another tractor. It doesn't work like that. It just, even with technology as great as it is, it doesn't work like that. So what I stated in episodes 1, 2, and 3, and now 4, even though the signs are in European, it's just supposed to be a German map. This really feels like home. It feels like as close to what I would represent. We have tons of trees around our fields. We have tons. You're constantly bumping into stuff, constantly running into stuff. Our headers have like tons and tons of dings and dents and stuff on them. Just from hitting trees and hitting barns and hitting everything under the sun. Get the screen. Now, we also can upgrade, and we will upgrade. Right now, we're starting with some seriously small stuff, and we're going to end up with probably 13, 14 meter equipment. I think usually what I like to do on a series like this is I like to go with like 12 meter tops equipment, and then or maybe 14, because our lime spreader and stuff is 14. But like, I like to do all that stuff. The biggest I like to go is 12, because people don't realize how big 12 meters is. It's just a little over 36. I think it's 40 feet. And it'll go across the entire road. It'll literally go right across, like it'll go from end to end across the road. So if you were driving a piece of equipment, if it didn't fold, you wouldn't be getting down there with traffic. So we're almost done with, no, I thought we were done with our first headland. And I think that field up there is ours too. I think that we went and did the far field first. That one straight ahead is ours as well. So, but now we have 4.5 days to finish this at 0.5 speed, playing 12 hours. So if we end up having, so that's the other thing I want to tell you guys, is that I know it's going to get boring for you guys, but I want to have one series where we absolutely represent what we do in real life. Like a field that's this big with, there's only 2 of us that are usually working on the, we have farm hands, but there's usually only 2 or 3 or maybe 4 of us working. Our 180 acres takes us 4 days just to harvest it alone. And that's working 14, 15-hour days. In real life, it still takes us, that long. And we've got I usually hire 2 people during the summer. And the farmhand that we have, the main guy that helps me every single day. Oops, there we go. Now we're going to pull the pipe out. See if it comes out. I think, right? Didn't the pipe come out? Yep, there it is. So let's, I want to see, are we at a good spot to, oh yeah, we can get right around that. All right, so. Go get our Fiat Green, and then we got to head down to the shop. So while we're going down there, since we're going to be a while, we won't leave this on. Because we're going to be a while, because we got to drive down there. And then we've got to come back with the wagon and unload that. I think we'll still use the silo. I think that pretty much represents it. But I think we're going to grow 1 grain and 1 grain only, so that we can represent it. Because in the real world, if you have a silo, which we do, you can only put 1 kind of grain in it, and that's it. So if we only have 1 silo there, the it's a multi-fruit one, we're only going to grow wheat from here on out, because that's all we're going to do. We're going to be wheat farmers, unfortunately, because we're not going to put up a second or third thing. We're just going to put up 1. So we'll keep wheat in it, and we have silos for our fertilizer and stuff like that. So get this warmed up. Now I think we got enough time to just get down to the shop and get the wagon that we need, and then we can pick up right up where we left off. This is the fun part of this series. Oh, now we can actually see. Woohoo! That combine's rough to drive in cab. I challenged you guys last time I wanted to challenge you guys to try something every single time. When you are driving through your yards like this, try to go a little bit. Don't try to hammer on the gas and stuff. Try to go a little bit slower for simple reasons like it's your, you don't want to be zipping through your yard at going 50 miles an hour. Now, do we? Have we? Absolutely. So, I can't believe the first episode. For those of you who watched the first episode, I got lost twice. Now I'm an old pro. I told you I would be an old pro. There, I got to get that off there. Going a little bit slower. I thought about doing there. There we go. Let's go a little bit. We can go a little bit faster than that. There. Now I have my cruise kit set up so that when we go over these bumps, we're not going. We're set now. So, pretty cool. I like it. Like it a lot. I am absolutely having a blast. Having a blast. And you guys are watching so much of it. Oh my gosh, it's great. It's amazing to me how far you guys are watching it and how much you guys are interacting. I just, thank you guys from the bottom of my heart, for real. I do this as a hobby. I don't do this anything serious. I have a serious job, I take care of 125 cows every single day. I've got a full-time and then some, and then I have a family as well. So I'm, I'm constantly busy driving. So I do this farm sim as a hobby. And I'm glad you guys are enjoying it, because the more that you guys enjoy it, the more that you guys watch it, the more I will do it. That's why I decided to put out now, this video is going to drop on Sunday. I'm recording this on Friday night because you guys know that on Saturdays and Sundays, I don't do videos. Sundays, I go to church, hang out with the family. Saturdays is my time to, unless we're in the middle of harvest season or planting season, which we're wrapping up with that anyways. I try not to, now what I got to do with this is, now that we're off that, I think I want to get the multiple cruise control. There we go. So I can have 2 or 3 cruise control speeds in here. Anyways, I don't record at all on Saturdays and Sundays, but I can drop videos. I just have to record them before. And that's a promise that I made to my wife. And I don't do anything on Sunday. That's the Lord's Day. I don't do anything on Sunday at all. The most extent I do is watch football and hang out with the family, go to church, all those things. But I don't record any videos for Farm Sim. I don't even work on the farm. We hire somebody to go out and milk the cows on Saturdays and Sundays, because that doesn't stop. I mean, there is no holidays. When you have animals, it's 7 days a week. So, yeah. This one may be a little bit longer video because I got to get all the way down to the shop in about 2.5 minutes. So we'll make sure we say our goodbyes on the way down, and then we'll wrap it up. So as you can see, when you're one farmer, one tractor, one vision, you do a lot of driving. You're driving, and that's kind of cool. But we officially started. Look at the Aldi's. There's an Aldi's on this map. I have an Aldi's in my town. There we go. This up. So there we go. We're going to say our goodbyes here, and then we're going to continue to wrap it up. It may be a couple minutes later than an hour, but that's okay. So on that note, as I always do, and I want to give a big, huge shout out to my wife who helped me write this outro 4 years ago. And remember, when I started the video, I forgot that we celebrated our 4th year, literally last week, on YouTube, and 1,000 videos. I've put out 1,000 videos, and now it's been 1,000, and I did 3 on Foggy Forest before I hit this one. So this is a 4. So we are at 1,007 videos already. It goes very quick, guys. It was the quickest 4 years ever. It just feels like yesterday that I started, and I've learned so much and gained so much. And my friends like Russell and Big A and Van Ham and Empty Pockets and Farmer Z and Grizzly Bear Sims and all those guys that associate with me in other streams, and all those guys have taught me so much over the years. But on that note, My huge shout out to my wife about this outro. Please, please, please look out for yourselves, look out for each other, and most importantly, look out for each other's families. Be sure to like and subscribe and share. Hit the little notification ding bell so you get notified when Fury drops a video. Shout out to Outlaw. Be sure to enjoy the night, the day, the weekend, whenever you're watching this. And remember, I love you all, and I will be right back here with another video on Tuesday. So we're going to go every other day. And so what will happen is 1 week it'll be Monday, Wednesday, Friday. The next week it'll be Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. So it'll be different days every week, but it'll be only every other day. And I'm finding out that works for you guys because it gives you guys a chance to watch the videos, gives you guys a chance to catch up on the videos, and I'm having a blast. And I hope you guys are enjoying the series as well. And I will try to make it as interesting. So what I'm going to do is, since we're going to be harvesting now for a while, a few, 2, 3, 4 episodes, probably, if not more. We're going to, now this corner here, I have to be careful because there's always a car coming right there that likes to cut me off. I'll try to come up with some stories. Maybe we'll bring back trivia. Maybe we'll do that sort of thing so that we can always have, you guys always have, we can have something going on as far as a discussion so that it's not so boring just watching me harvest. So, but I wanted to do that. I wanted one series where we're playing in cab the whole time. We're doing things as realistic as we can. And we're doing it, guys. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for being part of the Fury Machine Gaming experience. I think that's the best way to do it. And we're going to stop it right there. Perfect. And we're going to shut her down. We're going to get out of here. Pick up my controller real quick. There we go, guys. Look at that. Could I get on any closer? All right, so when we come back, we're going to purchase a wagon. Now, our combine holds 5,600, so we want to get at least 11,000 wagon so that we can have at least 2 loads. So that way we can at least be on the field for a little bit of time before we have to, run. So, that must be Ed. Yeah, pretty cool. Anyways, guys, get out of here, and I love you guys, and I'll catch you guys right back here on Tuesday. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. To me, it's Friday. TGIF Fury, yay! It's Friday to me. For you guys, it is Sunday. So enjoy your Sunday. Hope the weather's well. Hope all is well. Hope your families are well. And I'll catch you guys on the flip side.